Hi, I'm Professor John Michael. I'm from the English department. I'm also, for the last couple of years, been the director or coordinator for the American Studies program at the University of Rochester. And I want to welcome all of you to the commencement ceremony for the graduating class of 2020. Um, I want to, in particular, tell you a little bit about the American Studies program. And we've got just a couple things to say about Oren Bazer, who is this year's graduate. So, the American Studies major is a collaboration among English, art history, political science, religion and classics, music, anthropology, philosophy, history, film, and media studies. And it is, as that impressive roster of departments would indicate, an interdisciplinary and interdepartmental program, the purpose of which is to allow students, a small number of students by design, who have uniquely transdisciplinary interests in any topic involving the cultures or histories or civilizations of the Americas, to do work that reflects the breadth and, we hope, eventually develop the depth that it takes to engage those interests. Our program is designed to, and I believe it does, allow rich explorations of such topics as the arts in American society, race, class, gender, ethnicity, religion, all of these as aspects of that broad category, and it's much variegated, that we call American identity. The ideas and institutions that have shaped, in particular, the United States, but also the other American nations that we share this hemisphere with. Oren's work, I would add, is a classic and stellar example of the kind of work that we hope students who choose to concentrate in this disciplinary area can do. He designed a major which combined Jewish, Black, and LGBTQ studies to investigate the intersectionality of these complicated identities. I'm going to leave it to Oren's himself, and actually particularly to his advisor for this project, Joni Rubin, to say more about Oren's scholarship. I have very, very fond memories of Oren, who took my Introduction to American Literature course, I think about 2 years ago. And it was a fairly large course. And I remember he soon drew my attention. He often sat in the back of the room. And there was a kind of glow around Oren that came from a sort of intellectual energy, which I later learned was also intensified by his remarkable engagement with the world around him. He came up a few weeks into the term and told me he would have to he would have to miss a few classes, which of course no professor likes to hear. But he told me he had to miss a few classes to follow up on a conference related to political issues and Jewish identity that he was very interested in and interested in pursuing. So, in light of that, I said, well, I hope you'll tell us, or tell me at least, more about this when you come back, which he did. And this led to, for me, a very exciting semester, which was made more exciting by my frequent brief conversations with Oren about his take on political developments in the United States, on the Middle East, and on other topics, which he has unique, interesting, and rapidly maturing views on. So it gives me great pleasure to introduce Oren and the American Studies program, which he has helped distinguish, and to say, on my own behalf and on behalf of all the professors who have who have dealt with the pleasure of teaching Oren. Congratulations, Oren. This might seem like an unpropitious moment to be graduating, but I am sure, Oren, and it gives me great pleasure to say this with confidence, that you are among the young people of your generation who will help lead us out of this moment into what I trust will be and hope will be a better future. So, congratulations and Godspeed.
Hi, I'm Professor Joni Rubin, and I'm delighted to add a few words about Oren Bazer on this wonderful occasion. The circumstances are not what we expected when we met 4 years ago, Oren, but the work that you've done as an American Studies major has met and exceeded those expectations. So let me just say a couple of things. First of all, I think it is the case that I met you before classes even started, when you were a first-year student who was interested in American Studies. You told me that your name was Oren Bazer, and my eyes opened wide for this reason. My name is Rubin. It was my father's name, and it was his father's name, but it was actually his father's first name in Russia. And when he came as a Jewish immigrant to the United States, he decided that he would adopt that name as his last name. He took the good old American name, as he thought of it, of Harry for his first name. So we've always wondered and finally found out what was his original name in Russia. And as I told you at that time we met, it was Bazer. So we probably related in the old country. This delighted me. I think it delighted you, but of course it did not affect my evaluation of your work as an American Studies major. You took a course from me immediately, which I taught with my colleague Ezra Tawil from John's department, the English department. I'm in the history department. The course was inherently interdisciplinary, and your skills at putting history and literature and Jewish studies and your other political and interests and social justice concerns became evident to me right from the beginning of that course. Over the years, I have watched you grow as a writer, as a reader, but I think most important, I have valued the articulate and thoughtful comments that you have made to me, both in that initial class and then in other classes that we did together, and just the conversations that we've had over the years. It's that thoughtfulness combined with the energy that John mentioned. That combination is going to carry you through. Yes, these are difficult times, and you are launched in a society that is going to have to change, but you are dedicated to change, and you will make that change happen. It's been an absolute pleasure to work with you, to see this growth, to share your interests, and now I wish you all the best as you graduate as an American Studies major from the University of Rochester. Good luck.